Welcome back to our series on how to build the strongest possible profile before you apply to business school. If you are a year or more out from applying to business school, you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can at work to ensure that your professional profile is as strong as possible when it's time for you to apply. If you look at the class profiles of the top MBA programs, the incoming class has an average of just over 5 years of work experience. Still, it's not just the years of work experience that are important. It's what you've done during that time to be able to demonstrate that you have made an impact, that you're capable of working with other people, and that your contributions are valued within your place of work. So how exactly do you do that? What steps can you take in the next year or two to set yourself up for success in the business school application process? First and foremost, strive for outstanding performance. MBA admissions committees will evaluate your professional experience based on the number of years you have worked, as well as how you have progressed, what skills you have developed, and whether your experience will add a valuable and/or unique perspective to the business school classroom. What does this look like in real terms? Make sure you deliver everything that is asked of you. If you need extra help or you don't understand what's expected when given a task or project, ask for support. Identify what matters most to those who matter in your company, and then figure out how you can become a subject matter expert and add value in that area. Keep in mind that this may be above and beyond your day job, at which you must excel. Also, take a look at the GMAC Common Letter of Recommendation. You might be wondering why I suggest that you look at what's being asked in the letter of recommendation. Well, it's pretty straightforward. MBA programs work together with the Graduate Management Admissions Council, GMAC, to identify the traits that are most desired by MBA programs. You can review these qualities and think about where you have demonstrated these qualities that are so highly valued by MBA programs. The Leadership Assessment Grid asks recommenders to evaluate you with respect to traits such as initiative, respect for others, adaptability, self-awareness, and strategic orientation. Do a self-assessment across all these qualities, or if you're comfortable, ask a colleague to evaluate you and offer specific feedback. Think about what you can be doing to move towards the highest ranking on each of these traits. Make sure that you're doing everything you can control so that you can get the highest possible ratings across all of these leadership traits. So what does that look like in real terms? Let's take a look at influence and collaboration, just as an example, which recommenders assess on most recommendation forms. Clearly, you don't want to be the person who doesn't seek input from others. Ideally, you want to be the colleague who uses tailored influence approaches to leverage a network of strategically chosen individuals to improve collective outcomes. This might mean learning more about the technical aspects of a product you are marketing so that you can seek input from the engineering team. Alternatively, it might be proactively engaging with a teammate who is more reserved in meetings but could have valuable insight to share. You can conduct this simple exercise with the other items that appear in the recommendation grid and consider your strengths while targeting your weaknesses. Meanwhile, here are a few highly practical steps that you can take to ensure that your professional profile stands out. Explore roles within your firm or more broadly in your industry. If you're going to grow into a bigger role, you want to understand what teams adjacent to your team or adjacent to your organization are doing. Set up informational interviews with people senior to you, or perhaps even those who are at your own level who are in peer teams within your organization. Learn about what they do in their role. What do they love? What do they wish they did less of? This will give you some idea of how you can continue to grow from the position that you're in today. It might also set you up for a job move in advance of applying to business school. Ask for constructive feedback. Your recommenders are going to be asked to write about the time they gave you critical feedback. Make it easy for them to respond to this question by consistently asking for feedback. Once you have that feedback, make a plan to address it and circle back with the individual who provided that feedback, thanking them for their guidance and confirming that the steps you have taken have addressed their concerns. If you're not comfortable asking your manager, start by asking a colleague to give you feedback after a team meeting, or just work on small things first before working up the courage to ask your manager for feedback. Again, this may be helpful for your recommenders, but this will also allow you to grow, which is inherently helpful to your ambitions as an applicant. Finally, keep a journal. Determine the right time frame for you. Once a week, once a month, after a project finishes. Capture details about what challenges you faced, what actions you had to overcome, and who you worked with, and what skills you used, be it technical skills like building a Tableau dashboard or softer skills like cultural awareness or negotiations. Think about what lessons you've learned during this period and what actions you might have taken differently or what you might need to learn to have been more effective. These notes will be super helpful when you're updating your resume and thinking about your application narrative. There is no single right work experience that you should have when you apply to business school. Look to make the most of the role that you are in. If you're stagnating, be strategic in finding a role that will challenge you and allow you to develop knowledge and skills that will prepare you for the future. Now that the academics and work experience are out of the way, what else should you be working on in the years leading up to your MBA applications? In the next video, we'll talk about enhancing your leadership profile.